The bus pulled up 90 minutes later. They were hanging out the windows screaming, "This is the greatest thing ever." They got off. 2 of them gave me hugs.
I'm Mike, I'm the CEO of Batch. You're watching the Business of Partying show. Today, we're gonna interview the owners of Big Drag Bus and Suzy Wong's Drag Brunch. These people run a drag empire. Let's go check it out. All right, Joe and Josh.
How's it going?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I'm at my favorite place in America.
All right, wonderful.
I'm at Play, so that's how I'm gonna introduce you guys. You started Play,
Yes.
which is one of the longest standing gay bars in the US,
Yeah.
I think. I mean, give me the intro.
Hey, there's probably a few more, but I mean, we started almost 21 years ago, and we have a history that we used to work in nightclubs before that. So I mean, we've got about a 35-year history of working in the clubs and stuff. So my best friend and I, we literally had the ideas like, hey, I think we can do this ourselves. And so we really started kind of diving into it. We met 2 of our other business partners, and that's kind of how it ultimately was born. So, and the idea is when we came into it, we were really wanting to do kind of a complex that had a nightclub complex that had multiple facets to it. And we wanted to be a dance club, and then we also wanted to be have a phenomenal drag show. So so the queens that we've got, we started with 4 queens, and at this point now we work with probably about 30 different queens. So
30?
30. So
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, and real quick, so we have Play, we have Suzy Wong's Drag Brunch, we have Tribe,
yes.
and we also have the bus.
The Big Drag Bus.
Okay, that's where you come in.
Yes, sir.
Give me the intro.
So the Big Drag Bus was my COVID baby. Everybody's locked in the houses, had lots of time on our hands, and instead of watching Schitt's Creek with the rest of the country, I came up with a business plan, and I've known these guys for years, and knew that if I want to go into business with someone good, go into business with them. And so I pitched them the idea, and about 9 months later, we were running drag queens around downtown Nashville on a pink purple party bus with drag queens on the side of it, up and down Honky Tonk Row, having a blast.
And how did Broadway accept this?
They love it. They love it. I mean, we're talking employees at the Apple Store just dancing through the windows every time we drive by, to customers that are here for football games. Everybody loves the Big Drag Bus.
What's not to love?
What's not to love?
All right. So, yeah, I'm interpreting this as you guys have been foundational in building like this scene and this community in Nashville, but also all over the country from what I was just hearing about all the queens that will come here. I mean, give me the scoop on that. You said like you're constantly going around.
So when we decided to do this, I said I want it to be the best show that there is. I want to have the top of the top of the drag queens. So I mean, I would travel around to all different states.
You're a recruiter.
More or less. And so, but I'm going out to clubs, looking at queens, going to pageants to see the queens.
No way.
And so, yeah, I've secured a lot of my queens. Most of my queens have been moved here. So, I mean, we've had people, and we've moved even as far as from Canada. So, one of our queens, Brooklyn Heights. So she went on to do bigger and better things on Drag Race, and now she's the host of Drag Race Canada. So, but with all the queens that we've had come through the doors, we've had probably 9 or 10 of them go on to really kind of blow up their career.
They literally get famous.
They get famous, and so now we're so well known around the country for our drag between Play and Suzy Wong's and the bus that we have people coming to us, kind of knocking our door down, trying to get on our stage because they know where they could go with it. So so it's pretty neat.
I mean, you're telling me.
Yeah.
So I came here, I did the experience. I was way too hungover, as you guys know. So I apologize again. But we had a blast. I mean, it was a friend's trip. We were here for the weekend, And yeah, the queens were dancing with all my guy friends. It was an unbelievable experience and something that's for everybody. And that's something that we were catching up on, where it's like, I'm really happy that bachelorettes have gravitated towards, both of your businesses, but it's also like you guys get all walks of life, right?
So yeah, absolutely. I mean, so
Yeah, we've had very eclectic group of people get on our bus. We've had 85-year-old birthday parties being celebrated on the bus. We have, the divorce parties. We have married couples coming out celebrating their anniversary, bringing their friends that are married. It really, and people will get on very kind of optimistic, but kind of confused at what they're getting ready to experience.
Yeah, they're not sure what they signed up for.
And they get back and they're
They
just
buy
like,
some Jello shots.
Yep.
Yep.
And they get back and they're just like, that was amazing. I think that it's a very personal experience. It's a very like one-on-one, and it's just something that you cannot experience anywhere else in the country.
Okay, so let's run through the experience for drag bus, and then we'll do Suzy Wong's drag brunch. So give the start to finish. What can you expect?
So when you sign up for the big drag bus, you get a basically you come to a location. It's a brick and mortar. You have the opportunity to buy the alcohol to take on the bus. Once you're on the bus, you got coolers with ice, and there's 2 queens that are your MCs. They're also stand-up comedians. They will both do 2 performances. There's
Unreal.
dancing. They DJ. So as you're going down Broadway during like those fun times when everybody wants to be seen on the bus, that's when the dancing happens. You're hanging out the bus, dancing, singing along to the songs.
So wait a second. So I've been on plenty of party buses. They're an amazing time, but like I feel like we have to entertain ourselves where, we're trying to figure out the playlist and like we're like, do we look stupid dancing? Are all these people looking at us? You are drawing attention to this bus, and most importantly, the entertainment's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Right? It's a performance.
It is literally an entertainment experience. It's not a party bus. It's an entertainment experience.
Right.
And so it's just the whole package. There's just a little bit of entertainment. There's some stand-up comedy. There's the, hey, Mike, who are you here with? Oh, you're straight. Yeah, right. It's the
Right.
whole getting to know you a little bit, and then the dancing.
in the games.
Yeah, the game. There's some games they'll play with them, and
Because they're some of the most talented people on earth. No wonder they're getting famous if they're able to like have this level of comedy and put on a show. I mean,
yeah, it really is, because a lot of drag queens, you go to the shows, a lot of them don't talk. These girls, they're on the mics the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
We do a lot of training with the girls and stuff. We've sat down and really had them try to look at like comedians and really kind of see their comedic timing and really understanding that. And to make people, we always try to make it a fun, light experience. We want to make fun of you, but then we also want to make fun of ourselves and laugh at ourselves. And then that way everybody it turns into just this fun, loving experience. I mean, there's been so many people on the bus. I mean, you can talk about the reviews, but I mean, I don't think we've had anything but 5-star reviews.
Yeah. And something to go back to what he was saying, if they call you bitch, that's a term of endearment. If they call you ma'am or sir, you're in big trouble. Your ass is in trouble. So it's all part of just the get on and let's have a good time. And our reviews have been incredible. We couldn't be happier with the people saying that this was the most fun thing that they did the entire weekend. That is something that makes it worth it to us to know that people, and when I'm talking to people on the phone, people are like, we heard this, we had to do this. Like, let's, just tell us where we can fit in. Let's make this happen. And it just makes it, makes me happy to know that people are talking about us when they go home to their friends.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the marketing efforts.
Yeah.
Like, it does its own marketing for you. It's incredible. Yeah. And you were telling me about you get all walks of life, all ages.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when there's an 85-year-old woman on that bus, she is the real queen on that bus. Everybody is focused on her, and they love it. It's usually the daughters that bring
We've got
her.
multiple 85-year-olds.
Oh, yeah, and they absolutely love it. Like they have given me goals to be that cool when I'm 85 years old.
Right.
I mean, just living life and happy smiles.
I want to put my parents on this.
Let's go.
Hey, we want to bring out everybody's parents on.
Yeah. But our main focus is for people to feel loved and for people to have fun. That is like our thing. And so if you can get off that bus feeling loved, that's a fantastic thing. One of the coolest stories we had was a lady had found out, or she was diagnosed with cancer, and they were almost going to call the Nashville trip off because she found out right before she came to Nashville. And when she was here, she decided she was not going to fight the cancer. She was just going to let it take over and be done. She had fought the fight and she was done. When she was on the bus, she had so much fun that she said she was going to fight this and she was going to go against it. And she got off the bus. She was telling the queens were crying. I was crying.
I might cry right now.
She said, the first thing I'm going to do when I beat this is come back and see you guys. And about 6 months later, she walked through the
No
stores and she
way.
was like, here I am. Yeah. Her name's Lori.
Chills, man.
Yeah. And so that's the message we want to get across. We're not here to do anything but to love and to have fun with you and to just give you a good time, a different time in Nashville, a unique time.
Right. That's what it's all about. Like, that's why we built Batch. It's like to empower people to just not worry about anything but have an amazing time with their friends. And you're doing exactly that, you know, and that's like why we love the partnership, because you can guarantee a good time like this. Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. What about challenges building this business? I mean, walk me through, like, it does seem like it's been an influx of demand. And we learned that a lot when we talk to Nashville partners. It's like, Nashville's a party town. Like, people come here to have a great time. Right. So you kind of have a lot, like a significant injection of people that are always looking for fun. Right. But tell me about challenges in terms of building the businesses you guys have been counting.
Well, I mean, with Play, I mean, we knew we knew who our demographic was, so we went after that, and we made sure that we curated an experience that people we knew they would want. And so, you know, challenges. I mean, over the years, I mean, we've kind of grown. Suzy Wong's the drag brunch didn't come until 10 years after Play had already been open, and you know, we had heard about other people doing drag brunches in other cities, and I was like, oh, let's just try it. And so we literally tried it. Just on a Sunday, you know, and then we ultimately grew to 2 shows on a Sunday, and then we like, oh, well, maybe we should do a Saturday brunch. And then the next thing you know, we're doing 2 shows on Saturday, and then we added a third on Saturday, and then we're even during the peak season of travel season, you know, we've added shows on Friday. We do 2 shows on Friday, so you know,
People just taking off work, going straight to brunch.
well, I mean, well, that's
Start the day off strong.
Well, I don't know. A lot of these girls are on vacation. They're ready. They're good. They're good to go. So, you know, but challenges, you know, just really kind of growing with it. I mean, we kind of grew into this space. We started in another room in our business, but then we realized that this room was the best room to do it in because we had the stage, we had the lighting, and we could set it up and we could accommodate more people. And it was more of an intimate setting and stuff. So, you know, but really understanding how to utilize our business. Like, because I mean, we were a nightclub at first and we would open at 8 o'clock and close at 3 a.m., 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. And now on the weekends, I mean, we're opening our businesses with the bus. We open at 10 o'clock and we're open all the way to 3 a.m. So, I mean, and so between the drag bus having things leaving, between Tribe having people come over there.
Those are full days, man.
Full
10
days.
a.m. to 3 a.m.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and so we have a little time for a cleaning crew to come in and make sure everything's, you know,
Yeah.
clean.
Right.
So, you know, it's a reset. And so,
Yeah. Especially from a nightclub night.
mhm. Yeah. It's a lot after a nightclub. So,
And then also, like, I should comment on the fact that, like, you started a gay bar here 20 years ago. The amount of people that probably feel like liberated and free,
yes.
like, is in the thousands, you know, like a safe space, a comfortable space for them to go to.
So, with our ID machines and stuff, we've had over a couple million people come through the door.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I mean, through the nightclubs, and that doesn't even include what's coming at brunch now and what's on the bus. So, you know, it is pretty amazing to me that when I'm in, well, I have a story. I mean, I went to Edinburgh, Scotland, and I said, oh, let's go see a drag show because you know, and we were in there. The drag queen was, you know, doing a good job, but then she asked kind of what we did, and I kind of said, well, in a nightclub. And she's like, which one? And I told her Play, and she just about lost it. And she's like, oh my gosh, I follow all of y'all's social media. And I'm like, how is someone halfway around the world knowing about our business?
I think you guys are
was-
pretty well known,
Yeah,
man.
it's pretty amazing. It made me feel very proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, especially in the South, too. Like,
Yes,
a safe place for people to be comfortable being who they are. Like, that's
absolutely.
That's
So,
the real deal.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's what I mean by, like, millions of people is a ridiculous number. So you're telling me challenges are basically like not necessarily on the demand side, but on the operational side. Like you have a block. Like there are multiple venues in the space, right? So the operational challenges are just like the classic running a business things. Like,
Well, with so many different businesses right here, I mean, we have 7 different managers
okay,
that kind of
wow,
help. I mean, and we have 160 employees. So
oh my
that's kind of what
gosh,
we work with. So I mean, so it is. The challenges are making sure that we're getting people with great personalities, and that goes for bartenders, servers, everybody, because we want people when you come in, we want them to forget about their problems. We want to make them have the best time, and so we try to train our staff that way to really kind of focus on the customer's needs versus we tell them check your baggage at the door, and if you need time off, we'll give you time off and stuff. But really trying to make sure that my biggest thing is really kind of navigating all the employees because there's 160 different
that's bigger
personalities.
than I thought.
Yeah, 160 different personalities, and you got to get to know them all, and you got to be able to communicate with them. And everybody doesn't communicate the same way, and that's taken me a long time to learn that. But
As you said, like 35 years in this kind of business, like you have real experience, but did you take on any mentorship that helped you kind of like scale to this size?
So again, my one of my other business partners that I started it with, he had a little bit longer of the history in the business, and so he was running the other nightclub, and so when we kind of came up with the ideas and stuff, that's when we were like, okay, we knew how to run a business, we knew how to run a club. There was a lot that we didn't know. I mean, there was a lot of the back of the house. I mean, we'd always run the club, but we weren't doing all the permitting, licensing, things like that, insurance. And that's been a tough thing for all of us. I mean, but we learn it, we get in there and do it, and we master it. And, so I mean,
Right.
so,
Right. You just figure it out.
yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah. The common themes have been like that we've seen with a number of our partners in Nashville are like, they're learning by doing. They're just figuring it out. They're being scrappy. They're not afraid to get their hands dirty, right? A lot of the same things have come up in this conversation. And then most importantly, as it relates back to Batch, like you're providing an excellent experience to the parties that you serve, right?
Mhm.
So let's get into that then. So, we've gotten to know each other a little bit over the past couple months, but you guys have been working with Batch for a few years now. Let's run it back. I mean, tell me about the partnership.
Madison reached out to us and said, "Hey, we think the
Our
bus
OG
would
and
be-"
my favorite.
Yeah, she's
Yep.
awesome. We love
Yep.
Madison. She said, "We think the bus would be a great addition." And I said, "Let's set something up. Let's see what this is about," because we had just opened. And he sat in on the meeting with us, and he was like, "Hey, Suzy's would be a great thing," and we just kind of married you guys.
We're like, okay.
Let's do it. Yeah, and it's been awesome.
Honestly, you guys led the charge for us. Like, it's great that we are helping you grow your business, but you need to know that you have helped us
I love hearing
explore
that.
this new category
Yeah.
that we had no idea the potential or the legs that it had, right?
And when we went into it, we didn't know what this partnership would turn into. I mean, the thing is, and I mean, we have loved the partnership. Our staff, again, our waiters for the brunches and stuff, they love because they know that this party that's coming in, they're here to have a good time. And so when they see those batch tables, they're like, this is going to be a fun bunch.
Hell yeah.
And so, so yeah, it's exciting.
Going forward, for us, it's about just bringing the experience to life. And as we expand, we have bachelorette parties. We're going to have all sorts of parties. I want all walks of life. As you said, you see it here. It's kind of the next like learning phase for us to know that it's not just bachelorette parties that are coming here. There's divorce parties. There's all sorts of stuff, right? I went here on a friend's trip, right? So I think now that we're going to tell that story and bring all sorts of different customer types in addition to bachelorette, that's what I'm excited for next.
Well, and the thing is, in bachelor parties, it's actually pretty amazing. We just had a bachelor party in here.
No way.
Yeah, and I mean, it was 12 guys, and I mean, they had the best time. And I mean, so seeing all these things and seeing people light up is pretty awesome. So,
And your staff likes the bachelor parties too.
oh yeah, yeah.
I had a bachelor party come on the bus, and one of their buddies signed him up as a joke. So they all showed up. They were like, no, not doing this.
No.
And I start off every tour sort of like going over getting them hyped up a little bit, doing the rules and stuff. And that's my chance to feel out, are these guys going to be cool? Like, I'll poke at them a little bit. I'll mess with them. And I could tell it's like, okay, they're going to be safe, like to put out there with other people.
And I mean, they were clinching their beers. They weren't making eye
Yeah, the
contact. They
queens
were
are
looking.
saying, Mister, yeah.
They were looking.
first,
They were
or-
literally looking straight ahead. And I walked up to one of the guys. I said, "You cool with this?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll be fine." The bus pulled up 90 minutes later. They were hanging out the windows, screaming, "This is the greatest thing ever!" They got off. 2 of them gave me hugs. They were like, "Can we go again?"
Picking
I'm
up the
like,
drag queens.
"Let's
I
go."
mean,
Yeah.
they like taking photos with them.
They
I'm like,
loved it. They loved it. They just because they don't know what to expect. They don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
Those are the
They
best
don't-
surprises.
Yeah,
when you don't
exactly.
expect something
Exactly.
and your
It was-
mind is blown.
They had a really good time. So
the thing that's been really interesting to me with the marketing aspect of it is that we have a full marketing team. We do. And so the thing that was really awesome when I really started talking to you and really kind of seeing, okay, what y'all are doing to kind of get it out there, our marketing guru that comes on, he's worked on several presidential campaigns. And so he knows what it is. It is pretty crazy. And so
That's why I keep going back to, like, your world is much bigger than people would probably lead to believe, right? You
Yeah.
literally run the drag universe.
Well, I
but-
mean, we market 6 different businesses, so it's important, and we always got to make sure that we're kind of hitting it right and stuff. But I mean, content is king. Getting that, your experience out there, letting people see it, and so that's why I'm really excited with Batch, like with us being able to kind of get onto the website and really kind of upload our own stuff and kind of get it approved, because it's like now we're controlling it and y'all just approve it.
Right.
And y'all kind of let us know what's working, what's not working and stuff. And
it's a testing platform in that.
absolutely. And I mean, and to be able to link to each other and to know that when people are doing searches in the city and Batch is up there and we're up there in the top 2, I mean, I understand that both of us, all of us, are doing what we need to do to kind of get into that hierarchy so when people are looking for us.
Yeah. And I think surfacing, being able to upload your own content is great. The next thing for us, because we have, I will say, hundreds of bookings, I won't say specific numbers, but like, enough to get several parties every single weekend, sending content in from the experience. The next stage of that is linking their social handle to your venue and with Batch and uploading that directly as it comes in to the site to always keep your images on the experience pages fresh.
The one thing that's a little different that we didn't talk about for the brunch, and you might have not been here right at the end of it when you came, but
Because I was too sick outside, you're saying. Just to be clear.
but we after the show is done and we get everybody up on stage. We get all of the people, that's their birthdays, the bachelorettes, the bachelors. We get anybody that's celebrating anything on stage, and we do walk the runway with them, work the runway, sassy the runway, and literally, and so we always give out a free T-shirt ever who wins that. But it's their time to shine. And the thing that's so amazing about that aspect of it is these people are in groups, and so the people out in the audience are probably enjoying it a whole lot more than the people having to do it. But I mean, the cameras are out, people are standing up, and that's how we end on a happy note and stuff. So it just leaves people leaving and everybody's just laughing and having a great time.
No
So,
doubt.
Yeah.
It's the happiest experience.
Yeah. We think so.
All right. I think that's a good note to end on. I think the lesson for anybody who wants to become an entrepreneur, again, like, this is the Business of Partying show. We're putting the show together for basically to find inspiration from entrepreneurs like yourself, tell your story. I think the key themes that came out of this one are like, okay, we have demand. Now we're going to make sure we can productize this, build an excellent experience, an amazing workplace culture, constantly test and try new things to expand the business. And in doing so, you're on your way and you've already built an empire in this space. So I think it's an amazing story to tell, and I appreciate you guys for taking the time.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Mike.
All right.
Yeah, buddy.